Hey there! Welcome back to more Let's Play The Legend of Spyro! A New Beginning. In the last episode, we were at Cinder's Fortress, and here we're still in Cinder's Fortress. And Cinder's forces are blowing themselves up. Doesn't seem like they're very, like... what's the word? Oh. Electric cannon, get out of here. Everything is exploding around me. I don't appreciate that. Ah. Stay away from me. I need help. I also need to talk more. Alright, let's take on this big guy. There we go. Shocked him in his butt. And now the force field drops. It's kind of silly considering it's not really like a magical thing, it's more like a technological thing. It's like part of the gate. It's kind of weird how killing the last guy breaks it open. Considering that doesn't happen... Like, there's no, like, clear reason why it gets put up. I guess then again, why are the baboons magical either? Like, how do they put up the magical ones? So whatever, I'm pointing out things while also being inconsistent, so I'm inconsistent and that is wrong. I still can't get over how nice this area, like, looks and tone, like it... Well, they just literally killed their own person. Why did I walk into it, though? Kind of silly how they're literally attacking their own... Cinder really must not care about these baboons. Why the hell do they follow them? Because, I mean, like... They're blatantly killing each other. Like, you would think that if the baboons were smart, then they would probably... You know, not... do this, but... Then again, they're baboons, they're monkeys. What would I expect? Of course they would do the stupid thing. It just kind of fits in with the whole monkeys are dumb stereotype. That kind of happens. Although they're really not... They're not that dumb, at least... They're about as dumb as other animals. So sentient monkeys probably wouldn't be dumb at all. It's kind of annoying how you can't destroy these searchlight tower things, though. I feel like that would be something that would logically be able to be... Well, you would normally be able to, like, destroy it. Sace Rua. Alright. I'm at a loss. That guy was just doing flips in the air. Although, I guess, considering this world, it's not too surprising. Everything can do magical air tricks. If they try hard enough. You can do anything you put your mind to. Such as beating the crap out of everything you see. It's totally a mindful thing. Brains over brawn, guys. Brains over brawn. I say as I constantly kill everything. Would sneaking around be considered, like, being brainy, or just being, like, would that be considered, like, the smart thing to do, or what? Because, I mean, like, it's always, like, brains versus brawn. Like, brawn is fighting everything. Would brains just be, like, sneaking around, like, or would it be flat-out pacifism, or it's, like, I don't think those things are really necessarily mutually exclusive, brains versus brawn, because, like, I mean, you can be strong and also still be smart about how you wield that. And it's like, Like, think about, say, like, when to know when to be pacifistic, or when to just use your strength and show how strong you are. Like, I don't think it's necessarily as mutually exclusive as the saying kind of makes it appear to be. These are weird topics. This is the kind of stuff that I have to entertain myself with when the game is not providing me anything to talk about. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. This is gonna go out. This is being recorded way, as I've said before, it's being recorded way before it ever comes out. So it's like, I'm not gonna know really how well this Let's Play does until much later. So it's like, I do hope it turns out well. I want it to. Well, that was not fair. I thought I just phased through the ground for a second. Oh, I died from a spotlight. I was like, what the hell did I get hit by? I thought maybe they wouldn't be able to hurt me if I was in the air. It was a weird thought, but it was just a thought. I need something to talk about, guys. I keep repeating myself in this Let's Play. Maybe this wasn't a good idea for a Let's Play, because it doesn't work well for Let's Plays, I feel. At least for my style. Like, for someone who had, like, just stories to tell, and that was their style, they were just talking about stuff that wasn't related to the game, like, it would work out really well. Like, someone, say, Nintendo Capri Sun, who from what I remember from his Let's Plays back when I watched them, like, he barely ever talked about the game, or if he did, it was about some wacky story he had with the game a long time ago, because I don't ever really remember him doing blind Let's Plays, except for Conker's Bad Fur Day. But, like, that's basically his style, was, like, just talking about whatever came to mind. Or, like, say, the Game Grumps. Like, they have the waggiest conversations. Although their problem is they focus on the conversations too much, and then their gameplay is, well, shall we say, less than stellar. And, because, like, they just started Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, and Aaron is so stupid. He doesn't know how to read something in a Kirby game, where there's barely ever any dialogue, and all the dialogue is ever to tell you how to play the game. He doesn't understand what the game clearly laid out for him, in that you get 100 stars and then you get to do the dash thing. And it's like, that really infuriates me, as, like, even... I just dropped my controller. Like, I understand the whole, like, oh, sometimes you're just focused on commentary, you miss stuff, you may not pay the most attention, but it's like, when the game is clearly telling you something, it's like, how the hell do you not pay attention to that part? It's like, when you're playing a game where all it does is tell you stuff, then okay, fine, you're probably gonna miss something. But when the game barely ever tells you, it's just kind of a simple game like a Kirby game, you would think that the one time it tells you something, you would pay attention to it and realize how it works. But nope. Also, Spyro butt. Anyways, that's that rant done. Still love the Game Grumps. They're awesome. Way funnier than I ever can be. And because that's kind of like their point. They intend to be funny, as opposed to me, who I just kind of am what I am. And if you consider me funny, that's great. This is gonna be like an Ice King, Electric King. Well, that's good. Alright. Well, where'd he go? There he is. Alright. So basically, he's exactly like the Ice King. They're just they're reusing a boss and gave him slightly different elemental powers. And luckily he can basically be defeated in the exact same way. I've learned how to kill you kinds of guys. I like this thing because it kind of waits on the opponent. He can't do anything. He's just stuck there. This is a fantastic boss fight, I must say. Incredible. This is an incredible performance by the Electric King. I mean, if I just fire a ball at him every so often, he can't even really do anything. This is the one thing he can do, and even then, it's not that hard to avoid, and it just helps me. And now he's dead. That was pathetic. That was incredible. That was the best fight I've ever seen in this game. A+. Alright, it's been 11 minutes, so let's hope something new happens. Like with this guy. Push, 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 push. Oh, you're an annoying guy. I didn't even realize what you were. It's a sad thing when someone like this is harder than the mini-boss. These guys are way more common too, and they're still just frustrating to fight. Mostly because of the lack of just how they don't really flinch too often. Well, something just happened with that. Break all the crystal shards? Alright. Seems easy enough. I was gonna do that anyway. The game kind of just... It really does feel like the game just kind of, like... It's not really trying to be a difficult game in any way. It just wants you to experience its story. Again, I feel like it might have been better off being a different medium than a game. Oh well, it's far too late now for that to really, like... It doesn't even... I can't even really... I mean, it's already a game trilogy. Spyro's already moved on to Skylanders, which kind of sucks because it's not really Spyro anyway. It's more like Spyro's a guest in a series, rather than it's a new Spyro series. But I've already discussed that in my Enter the Dragonfly Let's Play, which, despite the game being bad, is actually a pretty good Let's Play, so you should go check it out if you haven't already. But, like... The thing is kind of silly because this is a game from, like, 9 years ago. It's kind of pointless to be like, oh no, like, oh, they shouldn't have done this, they should do this differently. Like, in a way, it's kind of silly because it's like, I don't get anything from saying stuff like that. It's like, it doesn't change the fact that this has already happened. And it doesn't even matter because, like, there's no chance that the developers of this game, any developer of this game, is paying attention to Let's Plays from someone completely unimportant on YouTube. Like, I am... Despite having plenty of Let's Plays, despite having been on YouTube for over 5 years, I am still completely unimportant compared to some people. You know what really shocked me? Markiplier has been on YouTube less than I have. I really kind of have to wonder, like, what did Markiplier do, like, just to get that popular in such a short amount of time? I guess it was the horror games, and it's like, he kind of fit into that niche of, like, that a lot of people like the whole, oh, they have face cam, they react to silly things, they play horror games and all that kind of stuff, like, and they upload ridiculously frequently, like, they all kind of fell into place, and that was kind of what he did. I don't know who did it first or whatever, but it was definitely something that works for him. So it's like, yeah, and I guess that's why, but still, it's like, when I realized that he's only been on YouTube he's been on YouTube for not as long as I have been. It's like, that was just like, holy crap. He has over 8 million subscribers. I've just barely cracked 300. Like, how do you get subscribers on this freaking website? I don't know, like... I guess a part of it for me is that I don't really advertise myself anywhere. Like, I'm not on really any forums or anything, but it's like, I feel weird about, like, going to forums and being like, hey, look at my stuff, look at it. But it's like, at the same time, how the hell do you get anybody else to watch? Like, clearly not by word of mouth, because I've been doing this for 5 years and I really have nothing that much to show for it. And I mean, it's certainly not quality, because it's not a quality issue, because, like, even though I have tons of crappy Let's Plays, especially my early ones, it's like, so do a lot of other YouTubers out there. They have crappy content. It's like, and I'm not that bad. I'm not gonna say I'm great, but I'm certainly not bad enough to be this minimal. Like, it's like, I'm not complaining. It's like, I don't do this for a job. I don't monetize videos or anything. I mean, I might consider it if I was popular enough, but I'm certainly not, and it's not even really... But it's like, I put a lot of effort into making videos and keeping a steady stream of content. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm recording all of this in advance so that I can keep up my content for when I start college, because I'm not sure when it's gonna... how often I'll be able to record when I initially begin college, and it's like... I'm putting in so much effort to produce this content for my relatively small amount of fans. It's like, it's really interesting, like, just seeing how that it doesn't really matter how much work you put into what you do. It just, well, it does matter, but it's like, at the same time, you kind of need you need something else to get ahead. There's something... In and of itself, there's already, like, a little bit of luck. Like, some people may be lucky, someone might have just happened upon their video instead of someone else's video. It's like, and so then that first person becomes popular and the other person doesn't. So it's like, popularity's all a crapshoot anyway, but it's like, effort doesn't solely define it, because I put so much effort, like, into making all this content, like, not even just for YouTube videos, but also all the other content that I create at the same time. It's like, if I was getting paid for this, my god, like, I would have it set, I would have it made, but I don't get paid for any of this, and in a way, I almost don't really care, but at the same time, like, what if there was someone out there who did want to get paid for this stuff, and they just had that... They had those they didn't get that opportunity that they needed. So it's like, and especially nowadays, YouTube is flooded with games and gamers and all sorts of Let's Plays, but like this is like, people watching, it's harder and harder to find new people who are actually worth watching nowadays, because it's like, there's just so much stuff. Like, YouTube is packed with content. Heck, they're making an entire separate YouTube thing for video games, which is kind of silly, but at the same time, I kind of see why it's necessary. There's so much gaming content out there. They're making YouTube gaming to make it, like, easier to access and more interesting. I don't know what I'm gonna do about YouTube gaming, actually. Like, I'm interested in seeing where that goes. I wonder if there's gonna be, like, a way to, like, take old YouTube videos and put them on YouTube Gaming and keep all that stuff, because, I mean, if not, I have all my old videos saved on external hard drives and stuff, so I can put them on YouTube Gaming if I so desire, but it's like, I am genuinely curious if there's going to be, like, a way to just export all videos that are on YouTube already and put them on YouTube Gaming. It's definitely something I'm interested in. I'm not so sure how well it's going to turn out, but YouTube's been kind of iffy lately. I'm still pissed off at the whole YouTube One channel branding thing. That really bugs me. I really miss the customizability of YouTube channels. They all just look so identical now. It's boring.